Hi there. I want to go over today a project that I started back in the spring of this year. Um, Wanted to do a restoration project, and I chose an outboard motor to be the project. Um, I more or less set out to restore it all, get it back into its factory fresh look. And when I started out, my goal was more or less just to get it um, rebuild the motor, get everything cleaned up in terms of I bought a soda blaster to remove the paint, and I was going to actually leave the painting up to a professional. I've never used a spray gun. My experience is pretty limited with the rattle cans, just painting, basic stuff like a mailbox or something like that. Um, but anyway, so when I went out to took a look at some of the local auto body places and asked them if they would paint an outboard motor, and both places said they wouldn't paint it. Had no interest in doing it. I don't really know why. I do know these places were extremely busy, so my guess is, it's just not worth their effort for such a small project for them. So I set out and I looked on YouTube, um, searching out, learning how to use a spray gun, because I know you can get the best finish from that and over a rattle can. So I came across, the Boss Painter, Tony's channel, and from there, Tony offers all the programs. You can sign up for his um, more advanced classes, and so I took a liking to what he was doing, and I thought, I could learn a lot from watching what he's doing and showing you and teaching you. So anyway, let me show you what I've worked on, and this is again my first time using a spray gun. I did buy the Atom spray guns, and I'll show you those a little bit later on here. But I'm going to flip the camera, and we can take a look. Okay, so here it is. This is an Evinrude 1955 Evinrude 7.5 horsepower outboard motor. I have a primer coat, then the top coat, and then on the actual cover or the cowling, it is clear coated. And the decals are actually something I reproduced on my own to match the original look. And you put one coat of clear down, and then you wait about 48 hours, 72 hours, and then you put the decals on, and then 2 clears of clear coat on top of that. So I think it turned out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. There's a few little things, but overall, for my first attempt, the stand was also restored. It's something that I worked on, and I'm really happy with the results. And then of course here is the gas can, or the gas tank, and let's see, just move that out of the way. So, and that's with the decal on there too. So turned out really nice. I'm going to show you some other stuff just to give you an idea sort of how this looked in the beginning, and that way you can see, it was a lot of work, but I really enjoyed doing it, and I enjoyed doing it so much I bought 3 more of these motors. They're actually the 1956, and I have a 1954. And so this is an example of what the motors look like when you buy them. The motor's coming from the 1950s, so obviously they've been used quite a bit, and you can see, they're pretty faded. The decals are, pretty worn out and chipped out. This particular one, it looked like they changed the lower end, because I can see the green here is actually a Johnson green. So that gives you an idea of sort of where you start with. And then here's the second one I'm working on already. So I just finished painting this one. few days ago, and here's some of the pieces. And all of this was, there's a primer coat. In the outboard motor industry, they use a very strong primer coat. It's a zinc chromate. So, and you can see, you know, I'm getting better every day. There's a lot of nooks and crannies with these pieces, so it's difficult to maybe show in this video, but it takes a lot of time, and you really get better as you do them. The second one that I'm doing here, I know I'm doing a much better job, which I'm happy with. And then this is the cowling again, so I had to mask the white, and then the lower units and these pieces are done pretty much. This one will, get one coat of clear coat, and then the decals go on, and then 2 more coats of clear coat. And then here I picked up some more fuel tanks, and these are just waiting for clear coat. And then here's the guns that I had purchased. These are the ones that Tony really likes to use, and so I thought I might as well do that and buy the ones he likes. So I use this gun as my primer gun. This is actually one of the models that was mislabeled, and I actually got a reduced price from the store on that. This has a 2.0 tip. They're all X27s except for this one other one. The X27, this model I use for my top coat, and I think this has a 1.4 tip. Yeah, 1.4. And then for those really tight areas on that motor, I found that the Mini, the X16, really comes in handy. I'm able to really pinpoint those areas and get deep into some of those areas where those insets go back pretty far. And then my clear coat gun, again, is a LVLP gun, and I think this has a 1.4 tip as well. So that's it, guys. I hope you like my work, and check out Tony's stuff, and you can get really good results, and it's the fastest way I think you can learn to accelerate your learning curve, is by watching the videos and learning from what he's teaching you. And like I said, I hope you like the project, and take care.